Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to Ryan. It's Wake Up Real Estate on a Thursday morning. I've got a very what will I call it? A shameless plug for my tech tip for the day.
I saw.
Ryan is back from what sounds like it was an incredible mastermind. I don't know if he's got any takeaways for us today that we can use, but
I'll share one of them.
Okay, beautiful. And I'm sure there will be others that you'll share in the coming days as well. If you haven't already done so, please like, comment, subscribe, share, smash the bell. If you listen on your favorite podcast platform, please rate and review as well. I did see that Ryan posted home seller Q&A number 9 because why not? As his social post of the day. And there you have it right there. Was that Chat GPT inspired or?
Well, I came up with the question, but then, Chat GPT wrote the answer for me.
And if you're listening only, the image is a woman with her hands up wondering, do I have to have an open house? And
I like your podcast annotations. How many podcast listeners do we have? Do we have enough to?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. On any given week, we have a couple of hundred to 500-600 downloads. Any given week.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean, could be worse, could be better. It would be better if you leave us a rating and review there. More people can find it. That would be super helpful. I am curious. Let's get some interaction going because the viewer count is a little low here live, and comments help. When is the last open house that you held? Just roughly. When's the last time you held an open house? This year, last week, last month?
I've sat a few as favors, but I actually haven't held one since like 2019.
I'm trying to think. The last one that we did locally here, Cosette would have been the one that actually hosted it, and it would have been October or November. I'm thinking.
They might make more sense now, if inventory is not selling as fast and, meet the neighbor.
Yeah, so when sellers ask me, I tell them very transparently, we can certainly do that, Mr. or Mrs. Seller. Please know that it will do more for us, Cosette and I, than it will do for you. But if you would really like us to do that, we certainly can. I think it's a wonderful strategy to get yourself more opportunities, but I think the facts would bear out, and I don't know, maybe it was in that, there was a lot of words there, but maybe it was in that post. I don't know that you would directly attribute a ton of sales to open houses in reality. Now that said, I can remember the last home that I sold in my neighborhood. So the last listing in my neighborhood, the buyer came to an open house. Now, that buyer probably would have come and checked it out anyway. The open house just made it more convenient for her to do so. So I don't know. Here's would be my takeaway. If you're going to do an open house, make it worth your while.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it worth your while. Like go to all the stops. And Mike, can you dig up our open house promotion process, standard operating procedure, whatever we call it, action plan, open house promotion action plan? Can you dig that up and add that to the Wake Up site, wakeup.realestate? It'll give you a tactical plan for promoting an open house to get you as many folks checking it out, both in person and, if you're so inclined, virtually as well. I mean, if you're going to be there, you can go live on Facebook and for the whole open house, or you could do it for a portion of that as well. And maybe Mike already has that in there. Must have donuts, Mark says. Well, listen, if you're having it in the afternoon, might as well have some cocktails too. Donuts and coffee in the morning, or cocktails in the afternoon. Who knows? Let us know in the comments if you're watching this live or after. When's the last open house that you had held. I don't know if I'm going to be, a little update on a win this week. I've been working with some past clients. They bought a home in 2020. They were one of the first clients that I had after reactivating my license. And they bought their first home back then. And they reached out to me before the holidays, I think right before the holidays, looking to trade up. They had kind of grown out of that, and we've shown them a few houses, and I think we found the one the other night. We have a contract out on it that we're hoping, sounds like, we'll have signed back today, and then we've got to get to work very quickly on listing and selling their home. And I don't know, we might have a very last minute open house this weekend on it, if Cosette is so inclined, and if so, we'll kind of be implementing that action plan that we'll have Mike add to the wake up site last minute. Right? We'll be implementing as many of those items as we can, sort of last minute. Ryan, go ahead.
Would you say they called you? I mean, are you tight with them, or do they call you because you're just constantly in their feed? Or they remembered you from the deal and they're on your newsletter?
So I was trying, as I was sharing that, I was trying, and I still am trying to remember how they weren't in my sphere of influence. So they were a cold prospect.
I mean, this time.
I know, but I'm trying to think about the whole life cycle of them. If I had to guess, they came from a paid ad or marketplace.
Yeah.
Originally. I will also say that particularly the wife, I remember her saying to me several times, the reason they chose to work with me is because of the video content and the personalized videos I had sent to them throughout the process about their search. When
you were using Core Video at that point?
What's that?
You were using Core Video at that point, or Bomb or something?
I was probably Bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know that Core Video had even been released yet. It would have been close. It was probably Bomb, but regardless, similar engine, and also Loom, because one of the things I do, and I did this yesterday, so this is a wonderful tech tip, actually, impromptu. I sent them all of the documents for e-signing yesterday. And when I do that, every time I send documents for e-signing, I record a Loom of me talking them through the documents. Yeah. I try to keep them, depending on how many documents and what the docs that we have to do for an offer to purchase are longer than a listing contract, let's say. Okay, so the listing contract video walkthrough is a little bit shorter. The purchase one, it's usually 4 to 6 minutes, and I just talk them through the whole thing. And I will say that drastically increases how quickly they sign, and B, like, it proactively addresses. I rarely get questions from that. In other words, like, if I just send it to them without any context, you're going to get a lot of people that are like, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? Why is this here? What is it? This, that, and the other thing. So it's something that takes, 4, 5, 6, even if it takes you 10 minutes, it saves you a ton of time, and it gives your clients more confidence in that.
I think a lot of people think doing video is going to take up some time, and it might in the beginning as you get used to doing it, but it's saving you time here. And in this example, so cold traffic ad or free marketplace ad, the video helped convert the first time. And usually we're tracking like the results of that initial ad, and we're like, I think we're getting some closings. But if you stick with it and do all this stuff, 4 years later, you're getting another double side.
Yeah.
So you might have been a $2 lead on Facebook.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and the other, the flip side of this is, if you don't do that, here's what's going to end up happening. You're going to spend longer than that on the phone or in person or on Zoom doing it anyway. So why don't you proactively do it? Demonstrate to them your level of knowledge and expertise, and it becomes a point of differentiation And I know for a fact that these folks, Callie and Dylan, like they are going out of their way to refer me as well, because they've had such a good experience, and that video played a key role in that. So, just a random tech tip there, but Loom is how I typically do those. Though BombBomb Video, you can do a screen recording, and also Ryan uses Screencast-O-Matic. So it doesn't matter what you use, just that you use something and do something with that. So it looks like, I was just curious, I searched them in KV Core. They came on those clients came from a Facebook ad for a specific listing way back in the day. That's how they
Property
originally came in. And I think it was a property boost, a KV Core property boost.
Yep.
So, $2 or $3 was what that, what it cost me to get them. And just, we'll see what happens here, but I got that transaction. Now that I'm dual licensed, I'm getting their buy side. We're getting their loan. We're getting their list side. Cosette has 2 possible buyers for their current home, and we have them pre-approved with my mortgage. It's possibly 2 loans and 3 transaction sides for my real estate and mortgage team. So
in addition to the initial transaction on the buy side.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Not even including the original. Yeah. Regarding Loom, do you have the paid or free version? They just raised their fee, so I'm rethinking buying it or not. So I started with their free version, and then once you get to a certain amount of videos or views, I can't remember what it is, you have to upgrade. And I have, and I do, and I use it. I use it frequently. That is one example of a way that I use it once I've sort of already got the client. But a wonderful way, and I shared this weeks ago on a tech tip, a wonderful way to use it to get more clients is if you have people requesting a home valuation or engaging in content, etc., sending them a personalized Loom where you've got their property up on the screen, or you've got listings that they might be interested in up on the screen, and you put the Make It Big app that I use every morning for the show that flashes Wake Up Real Estate or Tech Tip Thursday or whatever I have on there. I have their name flashing on that, and it's pretty irresistible for them to open and watch that video, and it's a wonderful way to convert more leads. So it's a great way to remove friction in the document signing process, but also a wonderful way to get folks to that point as well, either in the initial stages or as they move along the process. Ryan, it looks like you have the billing up there for Loom. I don't know if it's.
Oh, I was actually looking. ScreenPal's been freezing on me a lot, so I'm actually looking for another solution. My question for you would be: can you do some editing with Loom, like add arrows and like over the top of the content the way I do with ScreenPal?
No, you know what?
I'll look into it. Yep.
You should look into it. I don't use it for that, but it does have a lot of editing tools. I've just never even thought to use those. You can pop on links. Basically a button on the video. You can trim it cool. and snip it very easily. It's I don't know. That's a good question though. I'll check that out.
Yeah, they do auto titling and caption. It looks pretty cool. And this tool, your video creation tool, whatever it is you're using, is kind of, I would say, just like Canva and a few other things. Like you kind of need it. You're a marketer, and it's going to save you time.
It will be if you use it, it will garner you a significant ROI.
Yeah, for the $10 a month or whatever they're charging. I saw Alina asking that question. So let's get to the tech tip question real quick. I saw you asking that, I think somewhere, Alina. I don't texting's getting hard. I almost said spamming because of spamming. I would feel like trying to text those people, if you feel like they're already dead ones, would almost be like spamming them. other than maybe just use some of Josh's scripts. I don't know if you need an AI that's gonna, and what the AI is gonna know about them.
So you can't broadcast text and follow-up boss. They only do one-to-one.
Okay, that's true. Yep.
But so a few different thoughts here.
Yeah.
Number one, I don't know how many. I have several thousand. Okay, so let's say you manually text 100 of them a day until you get through all of them.
Yeah.
That alone will clean it up significantly because you're
Straight
going to
from your
get a
phone,
bunch
20
of
a day.
stops. What's that?
Even 20 a day or 30 a day, straight
20,
from your
25,
phone.
whatever. Pick a number and just do that a day. And if you make a template, it really, honestly, I know it's mindless work. Put some music on or listen to something and just, it doesn't take long at all. That would be one way to start cleaning it up because you'll get people that say stop, unsubscribe, pound sand, kick rocks, whatever.
And it's
You'll
not
also get
false
some-
because you're doing it one at a time, so you're not risking
Exactly.
getting in trouble. Yeah.
Exactly. So that would be one way. Number two, drip email them.
Yeah.
Or even broadcast them. Okay. Now, actual services, go high level, maybe get go high level,
They're
maybe,
turning
but
people
you
off.
still
They're
would
turning
have
people off.
You've got, yes, they are 100%, and you've got to clean the data.
Yeah.
So there's no perfect solution to this.
Can I say, Josh, Go High Level isn't turning people off. Twilio is, but
Right.
people using Twilio through Go High Level are getting turned off. I don't want people to think Go High Level is doing anything.
Yeah, the texting is becoming more and more problematic. So when we're messaging big, I'll say in the hundreds or thousands, in many cases, we're using drip mode, email or text. Now we can't text right now in our go high level, which is driving me crazy.
For this reason.
Yeah, for this reason. But when we drip email, so drip email means instead of sending an email to 2,500 contacts all with one blast, it sends 1 or 3 or 6 at whatever interval you set. So when we are doing it, if it's a small enough data set, we'll do one email every 62 seconds or whatever. Like the smallest interval you can do is a minute.
And this is a high level feature. Yeah.
Right. This is a high level feature. And there may be other platforms that have it as well. But it seems as though that is improving the deliverability, and therefore we're getting a pretty significant response rate when doing that. Yeah, unless I'm selling health insurance to realtors, then
I get one every day.
Yeah. Oh man, no kidding. Yeah, Andrew said confirmed, and Ryan had it up on the screen there. $12.50 per month for the creator mode and Loom. I mean, really, in the grand scheme of it, as long as you use it, it's easily worth it. I use it. I go through ebbs and flows. I use it all the time, but sometimes more consistently than others. In other words, like I used that one yesterday. If that's the only one I create with it all month, it's well worth it. Because what's my time worth, right? But there are some times where I'll be sending 5, 10, 15 of them a day. It just depends. All right. The shameless plug of a tech tip that I have for today. I have mentioned this before, but I want to emphasize this as an opportunity because I think it can help many of you. If you would like us to create a co-branded mortgage application link that you can have for easy and quick reference when you're at an open house, for example, you're hosting an open house, when you are showing houses, when you are texting, when you are direct messaging with Facebook and Instagram, or direct messaging marketplace leads that are coming in, which I talked about on yesterday's mastermind session. Whether you're, for easy reference, if you're actually in person having a coffee meeting with someone, co-branded with your information and our information, specifically mine as the LO. There's no cost or obligation all you have to do is reach out to Mike at growwithjosh.com, Mike at growwithjosh.com. If you can't, if you're having trouble, just go to wakeup.realestate and use the chat widget. Mike will build these out. He'll give you the core domain, which you're not going to use that because that's like super long and convoluted. But he'll also make shortened URL versions that you can use, or you can use your own. For example, for that, I use rebrandly, rebrandly.com. And I've got multiple domains on there that I use for shortening. For example, growwithjosh.com / whatever, and joshvips.com / whatever. Right. But we'll even give you shortened versions of that. So for example, joshvips.com / Alina.
The co-branded app, that lead will go straight to the partner. I assume they'll be notified when you get one.
So as long as you have to, as part of that process, you'll get an invite to the platform. When you go in and accept the invitation, etc., then you can set up notification settings so that you get notified. Not only that, but for certain borrowers, we can set it up that you, once they've done the full application, you can create pre-approvals for them, or they can even create their own pre-approval as long as they've gone through all of the application steps and we've reviewed it. But at a minimum, you can be notified of when they start an application, complete an application, finish tasks, right? Like they're providing their documents and so forth. It's a wonderful platform. It makes our lives easier on the mortgage side, and it's a great, simple way for you to get folks moving down that slippery slope when they're interested, right? When they're in that moment of motivation. And for those interested as well, we can give you scripting for how we pivot to that. So a great script is, that they're interested, right? They want more information about special financing programs, or zero down offerings, or creative financing, or whatever it is. A great script for that is terrific. Your next best step is to go and create a free account and get started with an app right here. Link. We have found that works really, really well. And it gets people doing just that. They get started, they create a free account, and they get started with an app.
So what I'm doing on the screen, just a further tech tip, whether it's Josh or whatever lender you work with, you should have calls to action related to the financing in your email. I'm putting mine in my email signature here, but think about a few places where you could put that. Even I might go as far as to put a QR code on the back of your business card if you're passing those out.
You could
need money
on your car even as well. If you use Linktree or a similar service, certainly add it there, right? As just easy reference. Are you going to get bombarded with those? No, but it all compounds, and having it there when a person is in the mood, right? They're ready to get started. It's you want to remove as much friction as possible for them to keep going along that path, right? Get them moving down the slippery slope and keep them moving down that slippery slope.
One note about the email signature, if you have a lot of people on property alerts already and your email signature is appended to those notifications that go out every day, remember that's a really good way to get attention on something like this. And getting somebody who's looking at properties every day on your website because you're sending alerts, their next step is probably to get pre-approved. So
100%.
So get that added, whether it's Josh or not. Josh, I need one. Give me one.
Yeah, perfect. Mike, did you hear that? Hook it up.
Get one for mine.
So, Ryan, did you have another tech tip?
I do. We have time. I was thinking maybe All right, let's do it. So one of the things I learned at the mastermind this week, by the way, for those of you who, I'm going to plug Digital Marketer. You and I have been Digital Marketer members on and off and been part of that community for over a decade. But Digital Marketer,
wild, isn't it? Huh? I mean, it's like way over a decade now.
Way over a decade.
That is like wild.
Almost 15 years, Josh. Damn. I don't know if they've been in business that long, but these were one of the first gurus, Ryan Dice's napkin and all that stuff that you followed as you were learning, and then you introduced to me. Anyway, if you do want to learn basic internet marketing, basic and advanced internet marketing, check out Digital Marketer. They've got some good low end stuff that you can check out. But I'm in their higher end mastermind these days, and learned a few cool
Big
things.
ticket.
Yeah, big ticket. Anyway, one of the coolest things I learned, Josh, was, did you know, I think this just rolled out, that you can add another personal profile to your Facebook account? So if you go to your name at the top right here,
Yeah.
and you see all profiles, like if you have pages and stuff that you can switch to, look down here at the bottom. Look at that.
So what does that mean exactly?
Well, there's a few implications. So you could have, you
You could
have a
have
lot
like
of
a truly a profile that's truly just for like friends and family,
or for business. They're trying to,
okay,
like, kind of like you can on Instagram.
yeah,
But the ninja trick that I learned, and I don't know, I think it's relevant to us. This is completely ninja, Josh. It was one of their like tactics. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I'm gonna. The trick I learned was to go in, create that profile, and then go in and go to pages of your competitors. Train the algorithm that you are this type of person. So say you want to see all the ads that your competitors are running, which you can do through the ad library. There's tricks for that. But say you want to see the ads that everybody who's trying to target a realtor or one of your competitors is running.
yep.
Now I'm this is a little meta. Wait, the meta on meta. Really, what you want to do is you want to behave like a real estate searcher. So what you would do is you would go to Zillow, you would go to like local groups about real estate, and see what ads you get shown as an agent, or whatever business type you might use this for. We all have multiple businesses anyway. So I thought this was cool. You can create another personal profile. If you want to go spam groups under a different alias, no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. You still risk getting your whole Facebook account. It's still connected to your.
It's still connected all together.
But you can browse Facebook as that alias.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's killer. You're also, man, you're making me feel FOMO for not being there, because it is reminding me of some of the incredibly like ninja high level stuff that because Brian and I, the first time we were at one of those, it was 2011, 2010, 2009.
We were there with some hitters too. We were there with Lewis Howes.
And our hair was blown back. Like we were, I mean, there was stuff being shared. Now, I mean, it's outdated now, but at the time, it's a good reminder that the more you can spend time with others that are at the level that you are striving for or reaching for, the more likely you are to at least make progress in that direction.
Yeah, I was kicking myself that I hadn't been down there for 10 years because, and guys, if you're not in a mastermind of some sort with your peers or better, like Josh says, it's probably something to look into. There's lots in real estate, but you might even be better served by going outside of real estate into general marketing and sales circles, because you're going to pick up stuff that contributes to your real estate business.
And that's a lot of times the best ideas of like unique and different, but that are related, come from taking a concept that's working in a related or even unrelated industry, niche, etc., and adapting it for what you're trying to do in your local market or with your expansion team or whatever it may be. Great stuff. That's pretty killer.
Yeah, you got to play with that one. Go shop for a mortgage, Josh. If you're go create a profile and then shop for a mortgage.
Right.
And watch what kind of ads you get.
That's a great point. I will absolutely do that. I'll be playing around with that.
And we might have skipped that because we both know what I was talking about. Guys, what we're saying is you can then model what you see coming in.
Right. Yeah. Take what you see. Look for the ads that continue to show up
and are getting engagement, like likes and shares and comments,
because those are the ones that you might look at. How can I model something like this? Not just directly steal it, right? But model something along the same lines. Love that. Great tip. Okay. So tomorrow's Friday, follow-up Friday. I'll share my email newsletter for the week and the content of that for those that are interested and try to R&D those. And I'm sure we'll have some other good stuff. Maybe Ryan has some takeaways from the mastermind on the follow-up front as well. And if you haven't already, if you would like a co-branded mortgage application link, you can email Mike@growwithjosh, Mike@growwithjosh, or just use the chat widget bottom right at wakeup.realestate.
And
thanks, everybody. Ryan, good to see you back. Better than
quick,
ever.
Yeah, quick pitch. I got to mention, Justless is just sold. Not Justless just sold. Thanks.io right now. People who are sending find your home value or list your house or cash offers, I'm seeing the scan rates go up just because we're in a seasonal
And if
time.
you combine that, make sure if you're sending those, the dynamic inserted either Google Street View or Google Map view on the front. That seems to be the one that is performing. Cards with that on the front perform well, better than average, let's say.
Yep. Okay.
Good shout. Good shout. Yep. Thank you all. See you tomorrow.